us all how we need to think about things when we are at the garden center, because apparently we're making mistakes, right?
You go to a lovely garden center like President's Choice, and you walk around, you see all these options, and you say to yourself, wow, I'm so excited. Winter was so long, what am I going to buy? So I want you to go do some shopping right now. Go pick out what you like.
So for me, I'm just going to take stuff that looks pretty.
Okay.
So I'm going to get these little guys because they're happy and sunny.
Okay. So that's
I like the color of them.
So you got some biddens. You really like biddens, I see.
I like these. Well, I was thinking, you know, I'd put a bunch of them in a line, sort of. You know, like
so
I want a couple of these. Hostas are always good. I like big foliage.
Let's just stop right there now.
Okay.
Okay, as we stop right there.
Yeah.
First off, where are you going to put these guys? In your on your property?
I'm going to put them in the front garden.
Okay, tell me about your front garden.
It's nice.
Yeah? Great. Light. How much light are you getting?
It gets a lot of light.
Okay, which way does your house face?
North.
Okay, if it faces north, it's not getting that much light.
Okay.
Okay? Northeast facing homes generally get mostly morning sun, which morning sun is at its lowest intensity. So if you have sun-loving plants, so like say for instance you're bidden over here.
Are those sun-loving or not?
Oh, these guys love it. They want the afternoon, they want the heat, they want it hot. That's what they want.
Okay.
So these guys in your front yard are not going to perform that well.
Okay.
Versus your hostas, and I always call it hasta la vista, baby.
Yes.
That's just me to have some fun. That's bad garden humor, by the way. Those guys are ones that do well in shade to part sun. Actually, they're fairly resilient. Even if they get into a little bit more of a sunny space, they're fantastic. The key is when people, it's always about the right plant for the right place.
Right.
And people often go to the garden center to select something just based upon how pretty it is.
Right.
You know, they'll go up and they'll say,
don't do that.
Look at this plant here. Wow, isn't that so pretty?
Yeah.
A nice clematis or clematis. That guy right there is something that if you had acidic soil, it'd hate you.
Really?
It would hate you.
So wait a second, you actually have to know the consistency of your soil before you go to the garden center?
So sometimes, based upon some of your plant material, if you have acidic soil, you got to make sure that you're buying acid-loving plants. This likes alkaline soil. And this one here will do very well around walkways and things like that. But let's say that you have some pine trees or something like that, it's not going to do that well. As well as with the clematis, it likes a sunny top, so it likes lots of sun, but it likes a shaded bottom.
Where do we get that information from? Like, is that in the tag?
There's an amazing thing called a plant tag.
Okay.
It's an amazing thing.
It's all, it's all here.
Yeah, so I've worked in garden centers all my life. My family were believers to put me in there when I was 5.
Look at this, 3 to 6 hours of morning or late afternoon sun.
Right there, it's amazing. So this is your criteria. So this is allowing you, so if you actually take the time to write out my front garden, this is when I get light. My back garden, this is when I get light. My side garden, this is when I get light. That's when it's going to, you go to the plant tag and you go, oh, that's pretty. You look at the plant tag and then all of a sudden you're selecting a garden that's the right plant for the right place. And that's going to take all the work out for you.
Right, because it's going to work in your place. It even says water perennial in container. Like it tells you everything you need. It's
amazing. It's an amazing thing, a tag.
Wow, okay.
So you
I should try reading. That would help.
This is a mandevilla. So tropicals are a big trend when it comes to being outdoors as well. So do you often see when you have a container like this and it's doing well during the season and you buy it and it's looking so great and then it's at your house and it doesn't look so good?
Yes.
Okay, the reason for that, there's this thing called fertilizer.
Right.
Okay. Does everybody here like to eat?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Plants like food too. So if they're in a container like this, and you're constantly watering, it's usually in a soilless mix, which is a potting soil, which has no nutrient. Because it's in that, every time you water, any fertilizer that was there was washing out. So you do need to fertilize.
Right.
You can fertilize with a shake and feed, which is just a slow release that you put on at one time. Or a water soluble. And you want to make sure it's formulated for flowering plants.
For some reason, I just always thought that was just optional.
Fertilizing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, so tell your kids next time, I'm not going to feed you, it's just optional.
I feel like it's not going to work.
No, they're not going to perform that well. They're not going to do that well in school. They're going to look so bright when they first came to you and then not looking so good overall later. Okay? So plants are...
They need the food.
They do need the food. And in terms of making sure with watering too, always remember, and I say this so often, the smaller container, the more often it needs to be watered.
Right.
So if you are going to be going out there and you're buying pots and things like that, try to go to a little bit larger of a container. That's a beautiful...
That's a pretty one.
Yeah, so that's got kind of have a little bit more soil, that's a little bit more forgiving for you because it has more soil and won't dry out as quick.
Lovely. Okay, so the big thing that you need to do is you need to study your own garden before you even leave to go buy anything. And then when you're there, you need to read the tags.
Yeah, there's these things called tags.
Those things called tags.
See, it says right there, full sun.
I'll be honest with you, that's actually the only question I ever ask. Is it full sun? Is it shade? And then that's it. I've never thought about soil. I've never thought about when the sun is coming into that part of my garden. I've never thought about that.
And I don't want to confuse you. Next time, we'll talk about hardiness zone.
Okay, let's do that.